Hello and welcome to Module 5, Configuring ACL. So we're going to do some ACLs together on a packet tracer. So open up your packet tracer, and when you're done, you'll submit the packet tracer. Okay? All right, so let's start. So let's go to router. Let's put in two routers, two 2900 routers. Oops, let me get another one. Let's get some devices. Let's get some PCs. I'll put a PC in here and a PC on the other end. Um, let's put some switches between them, although you don't have to. So let's put a 2960 switch in there and another one right in here. Okay. Just for the sake of simplicity, I want to just change the labels really quick. Let me make this R1 and make this R2. All right. And, oops, and make it R2. Okay, let's make this R2. Here we go. I'm not going to change the labels on the other. I'll leave that as PC1. And you know what? Let's make this. I don't want this. I want to make an HTTP server. So let's remove this PC1. I'll click back on the arrow. And let me bring in a server, an HTTP server. All right. And okay, now let's connect. All right. The PC from fast Ethernet to the switch 01. And let's go from the switch 02 to R1 gigabit. Let's go from the server fast Ethernet to the switch 01. And let's go from the switch 02 to the router gigabit 0. Let's open R1 and we need to install, let me just zoom in a little bit so I can know where to turn off the power. I want to put in a high WIC 2T and slot 0. Turn the router back on. All right, I got to do the same thing for R2. I need to install a high WIC 2T. Oops, I got to turn off the router. All right, so I'm going to put that in there. Turn the router back on. All right, and let me get a DCE cable. Make sure R1 is the DCE. I'll go to serial 000 to R2, serial 000. All right, so we're going to make this network. Let me put a note in here. This network is going to be 192.168.10.0/24. We're going to make the serial 10.10.10.4/30. And we're going to make this network 172.16.100.0/25. I know on the last time we did this, I wrote .128, which is wrong, of course, right? And we did the configuration as if it was .0. If you remember when we did I don't know if you noticed that or not, when we did the OSPF configuration. All right, anyway, so let's configure PC1. We are going to assume, by the way, the last IP address is the default gateway. So I'll go in here and I'll give this address 192.168.10.1, right? Tap 192.168.10.254 is the default gateway. That's the address we're going to give here. All right, so let's do the server, and I'll go to the desktop, and I'll give it the address 172.16.100.1, and it's /55.128. It's /25, and it has a default gateway of 172.16.100.126. All right, beautiful. All right, let's do our configuration of the routers now. Click on router 1. Go to CLI. All right, let's say no, we want to do our own configuration. .en config t, no host, no IP domain lookup, and the host name of R1. Let me go to the G0/0 interface and give it the IP address 192.168.10.254 with a mask of /24. My /24, and let's activate it. All right, let me go to the serial 000 and give it the IP address 10.10.10.5, right? Let's give it .5 with /30. And since we chose that to be the DCE, we have to put a clock rate of, let's say, 64,000. And then, okay, so I did not do this. Did I do that? It says, okay, and then do no shut. I'll double check it. Okay, so the way to check it is you go right here and you just, oh, this is the DCE. All right, if you did that, that's fine. We'll make that the DCE. That means the 64,000 bits per second has to be placed here when we go to R2. All right, so I'm going to leave it the way it is for now. So let me go to R2, go to CLI, and I'm going to say no. If you put the DCE on R1, then just the 64 should have been taken, and then you don't have to do it on R2 serial port. That's all. I'm just going to put it on R2 when I get there. I don't want to change the cable. All right, so config T, and no IP domain lookup, right? A host name of R2. And let me go to the interface G0/0 and give it the IP address 172.16.100.126 with 255.255.255.128 because it's /25, and do no shut. Let me go to the interface serial 000 and give it the IP address 10.10.10.6 with 255.255.255.252. All right, now I'm going to give that a clock rate of 64,000 bits per second. And now it accepted it. That means it was the DCE. No shot. All right. Now, we don't have any routing protocols between them, right? Because they're directly connected. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to do a default route. Any packet, it will be sent out of here. And any packet coming from this LAN, it will be sent to R1. All right. So let me go to R1 and exit. And let's do a default route. IP route quad zeros space quad zeros space, and I want it to exit my serial interface. All right, done. Too many zeros. Let me hit the upper key and just get one of the zeros. And there you go. Let's do Control Z and do show IP route. And there is, I have a gateway of last resort. Excellent. I got to go to R2 and do the same thing. All right, so type exit. Make sure you're at the config mode and type IP route. Let's do the quad zeros space quad zeros space. Now, in this case, I want to choose the next hop instead of my exit interface. And this hop is the .5, right? So it is 10.10.10.5. All right, so let me do Control Z and do show IP route. And I got a gateway of last resort. Excellent. Now let me go to PC0 and let's see if I can ping my default gateway, which is .254. All right, I'll go in here and I'll type in IP config. There's my default gateway. And let me ping my default gateway. Ping 192.168.10.254. And it responds. Good. Now let me try to ping the server. All right, I'm going to ping without even testing the other server. We'll troubleshoot if there's any problem. Ping 172.16.100.1. All right, we expected the first one to fail, but then everything else should work out. Yes, it did. Why did it time out the first time, if you remember? We discussed this, I don't know, a few courses back. This is because of the ARP requests, right? All right, so beautiful. Everything works out nicely. And now we are ready to do some ACLs, all right? So, you know what? Let's do this on the next video. Oh, you know what? Before we do that, I want you to open up this server before we do that and go to services and go to HTTP. Where's HTTP? All the way on the top. All right, so if you open this up, there's an index.html file. All right, so this is the first one you go and get. Let's edit it. And you'll see the word welcome to Cisco Packet. I want you to erase this. Cisco Packet Tracer. I wanted to say welcome to networking. Right? Networking. Just the word networking, right? So you'll see what I'm talking about. Click save. It's already been saved, and close it. All right, now, if you go to PC0, all right, and you go to your web browser, and if you type in the IP address of this, your web browser is going to go in and try to get the HTTP. So if I go in here and I type in 172.16.100.1, I'm going to go through HTTP and access. And the first thing I'm going to grab is the index.html. It's going to bring it back and give it to my browser, and my browser will read the HTML code and display it right here. All right, so I'll click on go, and there you go. See, remember I miswrote networking, but that's okay. All right, so we were able to access that. On the next video, I'm going to block them from actually doing this. So we're going to do an ACL that PC0 will not be able to access the HTTP server. All right, so save this file, save it, put it on your desktop and upload it. And then I'll see you on the next video where we'll actually do some ACLs configuration.